What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Not Being Bad with Pad. We had an episode 0, but this is the very first episode of Not Being Bad with Pad. As you guys can see, we are live on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/pad with 3Ds. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a live session of a coaching VOD review mechanical work session. And we are actually joined here with someone who applied from my community. Currently right now, he is Plat 2, but his goal is to hit Diamond. His goal is to hit Diamond. So we'll see if we're able to coach him and help him and make him figure out some of the things that he's doing wrong, and hopefully we can correct those things and then help coach him into the right direction. Let's say welcome to Mr. Karikv. How are you today, Mr. Karikv?
Hello, Mr. Pad. I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. So are you ready for your live session?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Very ready and excited.
Okay, very good. All right, so the website and the tools that we're going to be using today is we're going to be using insights.gg. We do have 2 of his VODs ready to go and set up. But first, what we're going to be doing in chat is we're going to actually be watching his clips. We asked for 3 clips where he thinks he did very well, and we'll critique those. And then we also have 3 clips of where he thinks he didn't play too hot. So, and we'll also critique those as well. So what we're going to do is let's watch the clips really quickly, and we'll see how this goes.
One enemy remaining.
Bomb's down default.
30 seconds left.
He's on site.
Spike planted.
Nice.
Really clean play. You can see right here, right off the bat, you actually got gifted these 2 kills. So here you can see the greed from the 2 duelists wanting to challenge you. Here, this is their fault. That you were given these 2 kills, so pretty easy. I have no idea why they chose to peek you, but clearly your crosshair placement, the way that you're looking down the sights, much easier for you to take those kills. And then
Bomb's down default.
let's mute this here. If you take a look here, bomb's down default, and now the bomb's going down. Great use of the camera because you do have that. Tagging him, giving him the pressure, and then spraying him down, because not only does the camera give away your position in heaven, but the pressure of the tag being on him has him all flustered. So it's an easy spray down. So good job. So this is a second clip that you think that you did very well.
Oh.
Wow. Great crosshair placement.
Bait Peter, his body.
Here, we win.
Oh, yeah,
You have ult.
you got it anyways, so no date. No, we'll have it. We'll New York. I'll come to New York. So you hear that? You hear that he went to ropes? Yep. You know he went to ropes. Okay. 8 bullets, easy. As you can hear the excitement. So, really good job. Again, we're getting pretty lucky in some of these clips because some of these guys are challenging because you can see that they're egos. So one of the biggest things that I always preach about is having the discipline of attackers or defenders and applying that pressure within the game in a very unique way. So these attackers, not only are they late to where the bomb is going to be planted, but 2, they're giving you challenges and peaks for no reason. So these 2 are essentially throwing. These 2 are throwing. So what was a 4v1 became a 2v1, and then essentially became a 2v2 because of the res. All right, good trade. So both of you weren't looking, and luckily that Sage just missed. So here, if in any situation, this Sage should have won. So this Sage completely whiffed. So obviously, lots of outside factors can be equated to this, but this Sage ended up losing this duel. Totally worth it for us, right? Here you can see here. I thought you played this very well, pre-firing the angles that the Raze could be at. Considering that you killed the Raze with 1 bullet, we didn't know if this Raze is lit. Let's see if your comms say any different. I don't know if the comms say any different. So all you know is that all you know is that the raise is heaven. We don't know if the raise is lit or not, but judging based off of the fact that it only took 1 bullet to kill the raise to the body, the raise was 1 shot. So great choice of pre-firing here, applying the pressure to the raise, pushing her back, and then obviously you know the position of the raise, so there's nowhere else this raise could be. So great choice of tapping the bomb, letting go early, and you see the raise, and then just really easy. Every right so to feel excited about that. 4K, no clutch. Hey, this is me.
What the tiles?
I told you to the left. Oh, Karikv.
Ult.
Seconds left.
Treasure plays back B.
Cat. Tree now. Yeah, I think we saw this live. Flash fail. Who's that good-looking guy? Okay.
Esu.
NT. So here, this is a clip that we can actually critique. You played this extremely well. Granted, there's actually a lot of stuff that we can critique about this clip. So when we get to this position, we can hear a couple things happening. This is here. We're gonna help develop our game sense from here on out. From moving forward, we're gonna start developing our game sense.
Treasure plays back B.
We know that the KJ plays back B. We know that for sure. We hear one cat heading towards tree. So you choose the plant, which is good. But the one thing we want to look at, and we also know that the omen's heaven now. We know that the omen's heaven now. So this is really, really smart, because one thing that we know is that we know the position of potentially two people. So with that being in mind, you chose a really, really good position. Now that the Jet updrafted, now we know the position of two for sure. Omen and Jet were heaven. Granted, this flick was a little slow because I think maybe, I don't know what was happening. Your sensitivity might be a little too low. But here in this position, in this 1v1, there's a couple things going on, and we can actually break this down. So if you want to take a look, right here, you can see that your utility is actually completely free. So based off the call, hoping and granted that this is not a miscall or a misplay, that the KJ specifically plays back B, there's a couple things that this KJ can be doing, actually. So one, this KJ could be setting up, because considering it's a 10-11, and this could push them into the round win, this KJ could potentially pop the ulti and push you off, so she could be tree, right? Or, for example, this person could be coming heaven, or could be coming through catwalk. Couple different things. But what we know is that you have full utility here. So one of the things that you would need to do in this position to help from here on out is to actually use your utility to help reposition and change the state of the game. Because currently right now, 2 people saw you hell. Your bomb is planted hell. So there's a really big chance that you're going to still be playing hell, right? Now, with that being said, you could have done a couple things, like maybe fake TP. You could have thrown your blind somewhere. You could have put your smokes up and then try to walk out of it. There's a couple things you could have done here, but granted, because we didn't know how fast this KJ was playing, like you were doing also something very smart by keeping your gun out. But I think based off of course, hindsight. So after here, reloading your gun. So here, what you did here is you actually chose to smoke off main. So this was your choice. You had enough time to smoke off main. So by doing this, what had actually happened is that you cut off one of your own potential sightlines. So here, what this does is this tells the Killjoy that you are not main. This gives your position away, further proving that, you know what, okay, this person's still hell. We're gonna check hell, and we're gonna make sure that this is cleared 100%, because this is where the person was last time. What you could have done was actually smoke off the bomb and then walk towards generator. That would have been a big brain play. Smoking off the bomb here and then walking towards generator like this. Or even another thing you could have done is also fake TP. So smoke off the bomb, fake TP, and then play off of it that way, right? Considering that the audio cue of the TP will scare the Killjoy in this position to make you think, or make that Killjoy think that, okay, potentially this person could be hell, but potentially this person could be anywhere else. I don't know where this person is, and this smoke is messing me up. But here, by choosing to smoke off A main, you actually get rid of one of the potential sight lines that you could be, eliminating his choices of checking that angle. Another thing you could have done is actually, this would have been big brain as well, is that here, if you tuck this corner, so instead of trying to take the duel, because a couple things that you've heard based off of the audio cues is if you actually look at it and you listen, you hear the drop and you hear the shot. So you hear the drop and you hear the shot. So in this time, at this point in time, what would have actually been really cool as well, and that would have been nice to see, is if you hugged this right side here, protected yourself from being spammed, and then use your flash to try and get out of a position, or even take this engagement. That would have actually been pretty free, because then from here in this position, of course, again, hindsight is 2020. Very, very hard to make these decisions whenever you're in these types of plays, but it's very, very, very important to try and stay calm to be able to make these types of decisions. So this was actually a really good clip. This is a clip where you thought you could have done well, but we can actually critique, because there are plays in this position when you think that you're doing well, that could have actually been hidden and done better. So this was a really, really good clip. So this is one where you're thinking that you did not do too well. Now let's take a look at this.
Nice. Nice job.
Palm down for me. I'm
June,
there.
play back.
One more tube mid.
Where am I going?
That's spike.
Omen's on B. Omen's on B. So
Last player standing.
So here in this position, actually, this is actually a very, very good clip as well. You can tell that based off of the two other clips, there's actually one thing here in these positions that are actually different, and also very, very good to note that you're doing very, very differently based off of these two clips.
This
Very,
clip
very
is an
differently here.
older clip.
Older clip? Okay.
Yeah, it's an older clip.
I can tell. I can tell that this is an older clip based off of one thing and one thing alone. So the reason why I can tell that this is an older clip is solely based off your crosshair placement.
Nice job.
Palm
Right
down
away.
for me.
Based off of the way that your crosshair placement, especially here in this peak, your crosshair placement is very, very low. So you can tell that this is an older clip. Here in this position, one of the things that you guys actually want to be very, very mindful of, especially when you're peeking,
Omen's on B.
is here. You end up actually crouching and locking yourself in an engagement in front of two enemies. One of the better things you could have done is jiggle this corner. Of course, granted that this is an older clip, so we don't know how much he's improved from here. You can tell that some of the things that were done wrong was, one, you peek this corner very, very slowly by shift walking. That's like a big no-no. You should never do that. And two, you locked yourself into engagement by crouching into this fight. One of the better things you could have done is actually just jiggle this corner, take a few pre-fire shots like you saw in this clip here. So if we take the mentality that you had exactly here in this clip, where you started pre-firing the angles, and instead of you crouching into this fight, pre-firing the angles, making them know, and having yourself as a threat, that would have been a little bit better. That would have been a little bit better in that situation. But again, granted, this is an older clip.
No, I couldn't even get it. One up top.
I spray. I'm assuming this is the exact same game.
And I'm just
I have
gonna
one
get plant.
smoke. I'm gonna smoke back. Yeah, it's the exact same game.
Oh fuck.
Okay, never mind. And you just swim.
I'm blind.
Come on.
Killjoy's close. Killjoy's close.
Close.
Last
Nice.
player standing.
Reyna's one.
That's right.
So here in this situation, the reload got you killed. But again, granted, 11 bullets. We don't know how. Well, we do know that they're close actually. So the call was that they're close, but they double peeked you. This is just unfortunate. You might think that you played bad here, but here actually you did the best you could with what you were given. We didn't know how close this Reyna was, because again the comm was a little. It was a little vague. We don't know what the comm was, but a critique you could have done is push this corner and then fight one person at a time. So fight the Reyna, or choose to fight the Reyna. Here in this engagement, one of the better things to do, especially if you guys are in this 2v1 type of style, because again, granted in this position, you can't really do much.
That's right.
You can't really do much. And it's very, very difficult for you to make that thought process of like, what should I do in this position? Again, it's a very, very difficult position. But to help heighten your chances, and when you're here, instead of taking the time to, after you get this kill, instead of running back and taking the time to reload and cover, what you could have done is try to push, and get aggressive, change up the pace, change up the way that you're playing, and then try to make this a 1v1, right? Granted, also, if we take a look here, so we actually do know the position of the two players. So here, this is also game sense and hindsight. We can actually see them on the map. So we know that they're both in front of yellow. So actually, the better choice in this position, granted that they're on the map, this should have been called for you. Again, the comm was very, very big. And all the comm was that they're close. I'll talk about this a lot too, about comms being very, very important and how comms should be very, very concise. But what you could have done is actually swung, fight one of them at a time, and then reload afterwards, either here or back behind yellow. But here, what they did is they swung both sides, left and right, and you ended up getting pincered. So you can't do anything about this clip. Best you could in this position. But again, we know the position of both these agents. Best thing to do is make your chances a little bit better by changing up the pace, changing up the way that you take this fight, and then maybe aggress, taking a 1v1 rather than trying to take a 2v1. And then here is another clip. I think this is an older clip too, 4 months ago. Yeah, this is an older clip.
Oh my.
One enemy remaining.
Bro, I'm lagging! I'm lagging!
I have no words there. I'm not even gonna try and coach that clip. I'm not trying to coach this clip. I'm not gonna coach this clip. I'm not. Oh my god.